Hey, ARESxGOD here, and it's time to talk about Chainsaw Man. And with this episode, we're seeing the aftermath of the insanity that last week's episode was, with everything that happened with Himeno, her sacrifice, the consequences of that, especially for Aki, and how hard it has hit him. But also at the same time, we see the reactions from both Denji, which Denji's one was quite interesting. And also, Power is back after she ran away, and I definitely want to talk about that. And we have this new mentor. Can I even call him a mentor? That this hellish training starts for Denji and Power, and Aki is going to have to make some tough choices, but with heavy prices. So let's get into it and talk about it. Now, at the beginning, we see this hospital. I really like the slow scenes. It seems later this slice of life ones that we see nothing action heavy is happening in them. It's not a fight. It's not a lot of dialogue, but a scene like that says so much, and we see it again, especially at the beginning of this episode in Aki's room, with him finally waking up in the hospital. We also have some bickering between Denji and Power eating Aki's apples there, still fighting over them. This is where he asks who survived. Just Kobeni, which we still don't know what happened with Kobeni after this. She hasn't appeared in this episode. And the glasses dude, how Denji put it, but he quit. So the Squad 4 is not looking really good, to say the least. Now, this is where the heavy emotional scene that I liked it so much, with how much you could feel without nothing being said, or just very little things, especially after Aki picks up his sword and asks the cursed devil, how much time do I have left? And he gets an answer, 2 years. Now, does that mean he has 2 years left to live? Because that's a very short time, or 2 years left on the contract. Uh, if it's 2 years left to live, basically traded most of his life for what happened in that fight, or maybe before that fight. Who knows how many times he has used the sword before. And after this was probably my favorite scene in the entire episode. Nothing was said, no action, no dialogue, no flashy stuff on the screen except the lighter. Aki trying to light his cigarette there, struggling a bit, and made him think of Himeno. And finally, everything rushing started hitting him. All of the emotions, the trauma, the grief, the loss, everything that happened. That was such a beautiful and sad scene at the same time. I feel like even Bleach did it this week, and we have Chainsaw Man along the same scene. So many powerful scenes without nothing really being said, or just feeling the emotions, what's happening on screen. Now, after that beautiful scene, we have Denji returning because he forgot his manga. I thought he was there to return the apples, but no, he's gonna keep the apples. And he overhears Aki crying. And this was also a very interesting scene, because after that, it hits him also. Hey, I haven't been crying at all. Am I a shitty person? And that's a very good question. He starts going, what if Aki dies? Am I gonna cry? Probably not. What if Power dies? Probably not. What if Makima dies? Maybe, but after 3 days he would get over it. So that was very interesting to look at it, to see his perspective on that. But the question he asked to himself after that, maybe my heart is gone in more ways than one. Now, that left me thinking, to say the least. Maybe Pochita, while it saved him, maybe it's something with his emotions, or maybe he has always been like this, considering his life broken inside a bit. But I still think he cares about them, but he probably can't show it properly. And maybe it's also tied to how crazy he's in the head. I don't think it's all on Pochita, honestly. I feel like with everything he has been through, more than a few screws are loose in Denji's head. So this is probably just him being him. But I really like that questioning himself quite a lot. Maybe it's gonna hit him when somebody very close to him dies. Himeno had that potential, but I feel like they were just at the beginning of their relationship when he said that the first person he was about to be friends with, which makes me sad that we lost Himeno. She was one of the most fun, cheerful characters we had in the series so far. But then he instantly just ignores it, just shoves it down deep and ignores that, moving on. Now, this is where we have an appearance from Tendo and Kurose. They go to Aki telling him they're there to train them. And on the other side, we have Makima and taking Denji and power to somebody who's supposed to train them. And this is the same guy that probably trained Himeno and Aki also. And I really like him quite a lot. I really like his personality, and he's a shitty asshole, but I really like him, and I like the questions there. I asked them how they feel about your comrades dying. Both of them basically said whatever, but the main question that I liked there was humans or devils, which side are you on? Basically this was his test to see what type of persons they are. And we have Denji saying the ones that are gonna take care of me, so he's pretty straightforward and simple. This is why I like Denji. I've said multiple times his perspective on life, but also Power saying the winning side, so they're both in the balance. At least they were really honest, and this is why I think they passed this test from this guy that apparently is from Special Division 1, so one of the best devil hunters, at least in his own words. And we don't find out his name, he just says call me teacher. I actually started one series that there's another character called teacher this week, incarnated as a sword. But yeah, I really like him. He's this womanizer, alcoholic, likes booze and likes killing devils, and he actually hugs them. I was like, okay, that hug is very interesting, but that wasn't really a hug, more like a death grip in a way, because he broke their necks right then and there just to see how they could handle that. He even gives them blood after to heal them, saying, I've never trained devils, but I'm very strong, so we're gonna do this my way. We're gonna train until you can beat me. And yeah, that's gonna be hell, to say the least. Hunt until you can beat me. And they actually try. Power and Denji work together with those small hammers created by Power. And this guy felt like the Terminator with a knife, the way he insta-gibbed Denji multiple stabs there directly in the head, also slashing Power's neck. So they weren't even a match. They didn't even make him sweat. So he's probably one of the most powerful characters we have seen in the series. I'm curious who's more powerful, him or Makima, which I still have a ton of questions about Makima after last week's insanity with how her power works. Who exactly is she? Is she the main villain? What is she planning? Is she a devil? Is she a hybrid? Is she something else in between? Was that power a contract with the devil? Questions are just going left, right, down, center, diagonally from you surrounding Makima. But this guy, the teacher, seems really interesting. He also made a good point saying that Denji is basically immortal, and the Fiend, as in Power, is mostly immortal, so she can die more than Denji, because he actually kills them and they come back quite a lot, and we're gonna get to that. Now, back at the hospital room, I really like the atmosphere there, the pressure that Aki, just him not talking, or said way too many things than him just breaking, crying or screaming or throwing a tantrum or raging or talking to somebody. Just less is more, not saying, just made that scene a lot more emotional every time he was on a screen, and even more when he tried to call for Kon, the Fox Devil, but it didn't show up. So it's not dead. Apparently it's mad at Aki, so the Savatari Snake Girl didn't kill Kon, but Kon didn't appreciate what happened there. So are we gonna see Kon again? I don't know. We'll have to see. Now this is where they even tell Aki, maybe it's time for you to give up or make the tough choice. It's gonna be really hard if you're gonna decide to stay in. Some big sacrifices are gonna be required. And this is where Aki's training starts also, because he needs to make contracts with stronger devils. But what I really like there, when they're telling him all of this, he was like, why would I quit when I want my revenge? I'm paraphrasing here a bit. And yeah, Aki has his own screws loose, to say the least, but how serious he was there. And this is where I thought he has another visitor. A woman came there, and she's has something interesting for him. We're gonna get to that. Now, back with the duo, Denji and Power, they got trashed, like completely, utterly beaten. This was the first day of training, and they got destroyed. And finally decides to leave. Then we're gonna do it again tomorrow. Now, what I liked here was right after that, Denji wasn't fully back there, or as in fully healed. Maybe his body was, but his brain was still a mush. So Power decided to help smashing his brain more to bring him back. So he's finally back, and apparently they died way over 20 times. So yeah, that guy is powerful to say the least. So they don't like this new training regime. They can't run because they're gonna be hunted. And this is when Power, I feel like she took a limitless pill there. She has a 5-head idea, saying they have a plan right now. Putting on nerd glasses back home, very smart over there. Power really does pull off glasses really, really good. Makes her, I don't know, hotter somehow. Maybe I just have a thing for glasses, but they look really good on her. Now, tomorrow comes them with glasses, and this teacher is going at their place. They actually try to take the initiative to hunt him. Power throwing a spear, but he dodged it instantly. So how was he able to do that? Maybe it's connected to the way the episode ended. And he basically trashes them again very, very easily with the blood bottles that Power tried to use to make more weapons. Denji got bitch slapped, but bitch slapped with a kick. That kick was a roundhouse and a half. Now, Power, there's more weakness to her. Find out the more blood she uses, she becomes anemic. And Denji didn't see that attack, so that's why they lost. And he says, hey, that's it for today. We're gonna pick it up again tomorrow. I was like, this is kinda easy. Just one attack, when the first day you basically butchered them over 20 times. But yeah, my suspicions were proven correct, because he leaves and then turns back around and throws the knife straight into Denji's head, killing him again. So this hellish training is going to continue, but I feel like it's probably gonna be really good for them, because so far Denji has just been fighting through pure instinct, just overpowering them, sheer willpower, no actual technique, strategy, tactics, using his power smartly, knowing how to fight, having any skills, just pure rage, what we've seen from him. And Power just all over the place, just smash, smash, smash. Also, she's lacking quite a lot in fighting skills, so this is gonna be really good for them, but probably very, very hellish. Typical chainsawman from what we've seen so far. So I really like this teacher guy. Now, on the other side, we also have Aki, taken by Tendo and Kurose to make a new contract with Devil. And it's revealed who that girl was. Apparently, it was Himeno's sister, and she gives him a letter, which I feel like hit him quite a lot, even more, because he finally realizes how much Himeno cared for him. You see her writing to her family, being worried about her father, talking, saying she's worried about Aki, also wanting for them to go private, to make him quit the public office over there, trying to save him, wanting the best for him. And we see how that turned out with last week's 2 episodes we had there, the insanity. And I'm still very sad about Himeno. This is always going to be very hard for me to get attached to characters in this series, but after that, they finally reach this cage where they're keeping captured devils, and one of them being the future devil, which they want Aki to make a contract. Apparently, two others have a contract. One gave up half his lifespan. Aki, if he only has 2 years left, that's out of the window. He can't use that as a bargaining chip. One of them gave up his eyes and sense of taste and smell. This is why I said maybe the teacher is one of the ones here that made the contract with the future devil, and maybe that's why he's able to dodge all of those attacks perfectly, win very easily there. It felt like he was in full control of the training or the fights we have had here. Maybe the one with the half lifespan, because I think he still has his eyes, maybe sense of taste and smell, maybe not because of all the alcohol, but that's another discussion. I don't know, maybe he's one of the future devil contractees. But next week we're gonna see if and how Aki's gonna make a contract with this devil, and probably more Denji and Power dying. Overall, it felt more like a calmer episode, but heavier episode than last week's, which was pain and action. This one just emphasized last week's two episodes a lot more. But yeah, overall, I'm having so much fun with chainsawman. I can't wait for more. I think it's gonna have like 2 episodes, so we have 2 episodes left. Also getting close to doing my top 10 anime with the list big video review for everything. Make sure you check out the podcast also, because anime tomorrow episode 2 should be out at 1 p.m. EST. And yeah, I'm really curious what you guys thought about this episode. What was your favorite scene, and why was it the lighter scene? How do you feel about this training that is starting right now, and the heaviness with Himeno? So let me know in the comments below what you guys thought about this episode and the series so far. As always, thank you very much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, helps me quite a lot, and you guys get the latest videos on the series that I follow. So keep enjoying Chainsaw Man. See you in the next one. Bye bye.